Hello. I'm so excited to be here. It's been a hot minute because your boy ain't recorded anything in probably like 6 or 7 months. Life be lifing, but I'm so excited to be here tonight. It's your boy Duran, aka DoctaDigital. I'm here with 3 new faces that you haven't seen before, and I'm really excited to be here because we are trying to cater to things that we normally don't. And we're more than fighting games. And I think that's what we're trying to really break out this year, to do something a little bit different. So we're here to kind of the pilot episode to get everybody to understand who we are, what we do, what we bring to the table. And it's also nice to put names to faces. So first, I'm going to start off with my man, Nick.
Yo, I'm Nick, or Enyco, as you see me in Discord.
Then we're going to follow up with my boy, Jordan.
Hey, what's up? My name is YoJohnsen in the Discord.
And then last but not least, my boy, Blake.
Yo, it's Blake, aka Robo in the Discord, or Robo Pigeon.
Awesome. So we're going to have some fun tonight. We're basically going to kind of deep dive into who we are, what we enjoy doing. I think we're going to have a lot of things in common. I think not only just with the core group of us, but also probably the people that are watching this, because, you know, we're really trying to not only bring in new people, but also trying to go over what we do in the server. And it's not just Street Fighter. And some people are, but like, I know the good core majority of us enjoy other things. So I think we're going to start off with something fun, and kind of just going to go over like what kind of games we enjoy, what are our hobbies, stuff like that. So I'll start since I'm already rambling. So games, I play everything. I'm a big competitive person, so I play Street Fighter now, but like when I originally got into gaming, I was a huge sports guy. I didn't always used to be this big. At one point in time, I was athletic. So I grew up on sports. So Madden was my first competitive game. And then I just kind of evolved past that into fighting games. It's something I always liked, always kind of button mashed with the friends. And instead, you know, I started taking it more serious, and then I started beating those friends, and it was like, bro, it was the best feeling ever. Outside of my competitive nature, I genuinely do play everything. I'm a huge horror guy. So like, I love horror movies. I love horror games. I still haven't beat Resident Evil yet, but it's so good from what I've played. So I'm usually on top of horror games, you know, pretty quickly. And then other than that, you know, I like I said, everything. So like FPS to adventure games to, I enjoy it all, kind of thing. A little bit about myself. I'll pass over to Nick. He'll kind of give you the same thing, and we'll play hot potato and get through the 4 of us.
Awesome. Thanks, Ron. So Nick, or Enyco, as I stated earlier, obviously play a lot of video games, play a lot of Diablo. You guys probably see me in there between Diablo 2, Diablo 4. It's kind of where I spend most of my time. Enjoy everything tech, from new phones to building computers and audio and keyboards. And if it's electronic or tech, and most likely costs a lot of money, unfortunately, I tend to like it. Play a lot of sports, or at least, like Duran said, used to play a lot of sports. Now it's if you can drink a beer and play sports at the same time. I'm usually more into that. So cornhole and disc golf and some of those things, but love baseball. Love football, go Chiefs, and love soccer. Can't wait for the World Cup. So definitely into sports. And you know, competitive wise, never. I've participated a lot in the competitive scene, more from a tournament side of things. I haven't really participated as the player, but more in the helping either run or organize. When working in retail stores, I spent 20 years working in the gaming industry. Esports, stuff like that. And then something else, I love cars, right? So I think one of my newer fond things I've been getting into is sim racing. It's been able to allow me to take 2 things I love between cars and video games and mix them into one. Got a great family here in Texas with Duran. And I mean, I don't have a family with Duran, but Duran and I both have families. Duran did live with me for a little bit. So
I was saying, it's 2026, bro. I'm not here to judge.
He was my family for a little bit in my house.
Yeah, but man, that recliner used to slap, bro.
lived out of my kitchen in my living room for about 3 months. But no, it's, I'm excited to be here with the group. The Discord's been an amazing family, and just getting to know everybody and being a part of the community and seeing the community grow over the last couple of years, and excited to kind of keep pushing it forward.
Yeah, for sure. I forgot hobbies. Pretty similar. Big TCG guy. Still, like I said, it's weird because I'm competitive, but I'm not. I have a hard time kind of opening up, but once I do, it's like my wife says, I can't stop talking, kind of thing. So, but TCG, also tech, um, cars, can't afford them, but I enjoy them. F1 is probably one of my fun things to do. And of course, sports as well. Dodgers going for that 3P baby. Football as well. Packers are the choke artists that they are every year. But I still enjoy them. I'm from Wisconsin. There's nothing else up there, so it's like
Y'all got cheese?
you got to be a Packers fan. There's cheese, there's cows, there's Lambo. All right, I'm gonna pass it over to Jordan now.
Hey, so like I said earlier, handle is YoJohnsen. As far as video games go, I have always been super big into like fighting games, especially Street Fighter. Street Fighter is like my one love when it comes to fighting games, but I've played like other fighting games here and there, like anime fighters, like Persona, Ultimate Arena back in the day, and Dragon Ball Fighters was super fucking cool. Some of the mods that are like dropping for that game are amazing. But other than fighters, I'd say probably more so like indie games or niche games. It's really cool to see what some people come out with, and like the creativity behind it. Like Bomb Rush Cyberfunk was amazing. I'm so glad that somebody came out with a spiritual successor to Jet Set Radio. It was needed, and it's an amazing game. And then what is it? Just random stuff that the homies play. So I had a homie get me on to Marauders, actually, which sadly it's no longer around. But if it was, I would say everybody in this Discord needs to play it because it's essentially what our name is. People would travel to the moon, and you would like it was a looter shooter basically. You'd like get into compounds and stuff and like pick up stuff, and there was like AI and stuff like that. AI enemies and things like that. It was dope. Sadly it's no longer around, but yeah, if it was, it highly recommended. Other than gaming wise, when it comes to hobbies, hobbies tend to bounce around. Sometimes it's TCGs. As of right now, it's building model kits for Gundam, which has been super dope. It's been kind of nice to really try to challenge myself and see how far I can get with like certain builds, because some of them are kind of like hard with like the small pieces that I have to connect and things like that. So that's been the newest hobby as of right now. But yeah, in general, just like hobbies tend to bounce around. But I'd say generally anything that is usually safe at home, and gives me a challenge. I'm not out there climbing rocks or doing anything extremely dangerous. I think the most dangerous thing that I've done when it comes to hobbies has been like skateboarding or like longboarding. That's about it. I'm definitely not the, hey, let's go skydiving, or let's go zip lining. I'm good. So
Man does everything safe instead of skateboarding. I used to skate, and one day I was like pushing home, and boy, I hit a rock, and I flipped off the front of that board. I was like, yeah, we're done.
oh
Like,
yeah,
yeah, skateboarding is brutal.
100% have ate some shit at some point, because like, yeah, you'll come across that rock or pebble or it freaking pine cone. You never thought of pine cone in your life until you're on a longboard, traveling down a hill, and it pops up and you're like, fuck, and then you really eat shit. So
Yeah, just view things differently. But it's also cool when you skate, because you really do view things differently when you're trying to like street skate or things along those lines. Last but not least, we'll let Blake take his turn.
Again, Blake, Robo in the Discord or Robo Pigeon. I go by both. If Robo's taken, it's Robo Pigeon. Main games I play, it's got to be FPS games. I used to go crazy in Destiny. I kind of fell off of that. I played a little bit of WoW. My main genre that I would say I play is FPS. I do like the Souls-likes. I really enjoy some of the ARPGs. I'm sure you've probably seen Nick and I go back and forth talking Diablo or Path of Exile, those games too. My biggest hobby outside of video games has got to be TCG. I play a competitive trading card game called Flesh and Blood. I'm a team captain of a team. We go to almost every tournament we can get our hands on. multiple top 8s under the team, doing pretty good. Waiting to see if we qualified for Nats. I know we had a couple guys do pretty well. Outside of TCG, guns, I can't afford them, but I love them. I've always liked them. I'm not real big into sports. I used to be big into sports before the military, and then realized that my life went on without sports. I used to be a Chiefs fan. And then after military and life kept moving, I was like, maybe I don't need to be as invested in sports as I was. So kind of fell off of that. But yeah, it's mainly TCG at this point. TCG and ARPGs.
He is being very modest because we used to play Destiny back in the day, and this dude hard carried. Like, he has a bad back because of the military, but I think it's because actually it's Destiny, because so many clips of him just running through fools and me in the background like so he is being very modest because he used to carry my ass back in the day in Destiny 1. We played a little bit of 2, but it never really, it just didn't hit the same. I feel like
they took my metas away. I wasn't as good.
Yeah, and they took a lot of stuff away from the game that I think it's weird where companies do that, where like 1 is out and then they make 2 and they somehow take features away from 2 that were in 1, and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Competitive shooters in general just changed a lot, right? Over
yeah.
It's just not the same as it was 10, 15 years ago. It's a completely different landscape, and it fits. I think for the younger audience, it's kind of like we're the old guys on the lawn, right? That
for sure,
not the way it used to be. So
now that everybody got to get to know us, I figured we'd to jump into some fun questions to kind of go over a little bit more, what we are, who we are, what we enjoy at like maybe like a deeper level. So the first question that I have on my agenda is, what was your most played game last year? Or most played video game? Let's stick to video games. And that, I think we can go that route and maybe go back to hobbies later on, kind of thing. So I'll actually go last. So if anybody wants to step up to the plate, and we'll kind of get the ball rolling from there.
I'll step up to the plate because mine's is about to be basic as fuck. Street Fighter 6.
Oh, snap.
Who would have guessed?
Yeah, that definitely was my most played last year. As of right now, not a whole lot of time for video games. Make time where I can, because there's just a lot going on. But hence the community night. Street Fighter 6 has been my most played, and still loving it, honestly. I really wish they would do a little bit more with it, in terms of like, costumes and stuff like that, and balances and everything. But I still really love the game. Like, it's fun to just get in there, press some buttons, improve. So, but yeah, that was my most played game last year.
I feel like Rivals has got to be up there a little bit for you too.
Yeah, Rivals is definitely close second, but Street Fighter, looking at the hours, just different. Yeah, it's no competition.
Yeah, that's fair. I just figured with doing Friday night Rivals, like having that weekly night where you do a thing usually kind of adds hours to, your gameplay time. So
has it always been Street Fighter? Like, or has 6 been kind of the one that you really, really dove into?
6 is probably the one I dove into the most. I did play a lot of 5, just because like it was there. It's what was out at the time. Like I said, I've always been a Street Fighter guy, but as a lot of people know, Street Fighter 5 was kind of hit and miss with a lot of people. So yeah, Street Fighter 6 is definitely based opinion, as like the kids might say nowadays, but I think Street Fighter 6 might be one of the best Street Fighters in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I was cheeks, bro. Let's just say what it is. I was at the end of the game. It was good, but man, it was like a shell of a game. I've said from the longest that Street Fighter 6 to me, honestly, is an apology letter for Street Fighter 5, because 5 had no soul and 6 has a ton of it. And I will agree with what he was saying, that I would just like to see them give us more, because I know the update's coming in March 17th, but it's just been, bro, it's like the Western out there here. I'm in, fighting in a damn tumbleweeds going by. That's how few updates happen, kind of thing. Like, we get a new character, but it's like, it needs to be more than that, man. All right, back on track. What else is everybody playing?
Mine's Diablo 2, man. Right now, that's about it. That'll probably be my most played game for the rest of my life and the last 20 years of my life for the most part. So, obviously, Diablo 4 is going to have a lot of time on it. Just naturally, that and Path of Exile 2 probably put a good couple hundred hours into that, this past year. But Diablo 4 and Diablo 2, especially when, Diablo 2 is a game that going on over 25 years old, just got its, a new character release and new content. And how many games can say that, right? That are 25 years old and still getting content released and updates. And
Well, I have a feeling in however many years it is, Fortnite will be on the same.
hey, it's got some time to catch up, though. It ain't there yet.
So I have to ask, because I don't play. I mean, I played Diablo 3. I've played 4. I've booted up 2. Haven't really got into it too much. Path of Exile I really enjoyed. What is it about like Diablo 2 that the community loves so much and people just find themselves going back to?
Diablo 2's, I mean, besides the nostalgia, right? Like there's a lot of people, obviously, that Diablo 2 is the game that started gaming, I think, for a lot of people that are out there, especially in that community. But Diablo 2, there's a simplicity to it that doesn't exist with newer Diablo games. It's also why I think like Path of Exile and some of these also exist. I think the best way to explain it in new game terms is like, it's almost as if you take a Diablo 4 or Diablo 3 and it's combat and loot explosion, right? The screen, everything's going on, everything's crazy. Toward Diablo 2 is almost just like you take like a Dark Souls or Bloodborne type est where there's more, it's slower paced, right? Like you're more purposeful with your attacks and your movements, and it's, you know, you're only fighting a couple enemies at a time. But it's the satisfaction of the loot grind and the character grind, right? I mean, there's people have never hit 99 in that game, right? Because it takes so long to get from 98 to 99 is the same as getting from 1 to 98. There's so much experience involved in the time it takes. Where with games like Diablo 4, I mean, you're maxed out first night playing the game, everything's over, right? Just with the ladder reset recently, right? The best players in the world, that's all they do is perfect Diablo 2. It still took them, you know, like 2.5 days or whatever it was to get to 99 on the ladder. There's just something about 2 and the way it was built. But it's really what's known as the kind of grandfather of ARPGs for the most part, right? Like if you go look at the guys who started Path of Exile 2 and the guys who started Last Epoch, all of these guys came from either playing Diablo 2, developers of Diablo 2, right? Like that game kind of grandfathered this industry for the most part for the action RPG space, especially on PC. And it's just wild to think that it's getting new support, right? It's rumored to have new expansions and everything coming out for it because like right now it's got more players than Diablo 4.
All right, Blake, what about yourself?
My most played game is probably going to be Tarkov. If it's not Tarkov, it's PoE 2. They're probably neck and neck. I know that they released Escape from Tarkov 1.0 towards the end of last year.
Mm-hmm.
And that effectively from release, I've played Tarkov since alpha, played through all the different content patches and lulls and new maps and this, that, and the other thing. And I've always taken like almost like a year on, year off approach to the game. They recently did the 1.0 patch and I came back and I stopped playing PvP Tarkov. I think like Nick said, when we became the old unks sitting on the porch, couldn't compete with the younger kids.
Yeah.
Also, there was a huge hacker problem back when I was playing it. And I just gave up on that and started playing PvE exclusively. And since then, it kind of works better with like the life schedule. Now I'm a grown up. I got a job. I got bills. Got responsibilities. I can turn it off and turn it on. I don't have this set time frame where I have to get Kappa, get to the end game. Now there's an actual story quest so I can finally escape. So who knows, maybe after I finally escape, I won't play it anymore. But it's probably between Escape from Tarkov and PoE 2. I like to fire up the new leagues, but that one's another kind of year on, year off sort of deal. I'll get super invested, make a bunch of characters, spreadsheets, the whole nine, and then that league's over and I just kind of drop it.
Because 1.0 was pretty much like the official release of the game.
Right? Yeah, they ported it over to Steam. It was like the full.
It was on
full blown release.
Early access for
like 8 years.
Long time. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
I mean, I remember it's been a hot minute.
It was his own launcher and everything. Yeah, Steam was the official kind of push forward. I was going to say, dude, you have to have the patience of, like, I don't even know, man, because like playing PvP Tarkov between either just me being really bad and everybody else being really good, and how many times I'd sit in a game for 30 minutes to an hour and not even see somebody sometimes, and then the hackers and the cheaters, right? Like, that's, I think, what turned me off of Tarkov. But I honestly never even tried PvE. I'm going to have to check that out because I love the game, but I always just got so mad playing it online that I had to stop.
It's a little watered down. You don't have the same sort of, like, if you get into a fight with, PMCs, they're bots too, so you can kind of abuse their AI, or you can do dumb stuff and just like run them down. Yeah, the 1.0 release added a ton of content to the game, and they just recently patched so that matching times are down. And after I complete the game on PvE, maybe I'll go back to PvP. But I would say that game is like 99% knowledge. It doesn't matter how good you are; it's just knowledge.
Have either any of you guys played Arc Raiders yet?
Played it for the week before Tarkov 1.0 came out. It released, and then Tarkov 1.0 released a week later, and it felt like baby's first extraction shooter.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if I was an UNC status, I probably would have already jumped in because I've had a lot of people recommend it, but
yeah,
I don't.
And I want to play it, but like, I want to play it with a group of people. I am not trying to solo no Arc Raiders, bro. Like,
it was fun. It got to the point where the community was a little. I think the Tarkov players came in, and the other like extraction shooters, because you have the what is it, Dark and Darker, Darkest Dungeon, the like medieval style Tarkov, where you go into dungeons and stuff. Those guys came in with the expectation of, we're gonna fight when I see you, and the game brought a lot of newer players in that had the expectation of, oh, let's team up against the robots. So it turned into this weird universe of like, oh, I'm friendly, well, I'm not, and we're gonna fight, and oh, you're mean because you shot me, sort of situations. That's why I say it was baby's first extraction shooter.
Well, I will say real quick, who knows? Maybe we can start getting something going for people who are interested in Arc Raiders on whatever Wednesdays. It's a thing.
Yeah, for sure. My son keeps asking me, "Are you ever gonna play this?" And I'm like, "Eh."
You could label it Unc's Tryout Arc Raiders.
Oh my god.
Bro, I'm so old that like I played Fortnite with my daughter one night, and it was just like, it just felt so old. Playing with her, and she's like, "What are you doing over there?" And I'm like, "I'm still trying to loot stuff. Give me a second. I've never played this before." And she's like,
cranking 90s, jumping on people, blowing people
bro, there's
up.
like brooms and stuff, and you can jump on the broom and fly across the map. And she's like all the way across the map, and I'm still like looting the people we killed. And she's like, "Come on, I'm on my way."
I remember when Fortnite was a zombie survival game.
Yeah. Well, it's funny too, because we talked about Arc Raiders dying when bad timing, right? And I immediately, for people, I wonder how many people remember this, but when Battleborn came out, and people were so hyped for it, and then like I want to say it was Overwatch was the same time, right?
Overwatch moved their launch date, and it happened to align with Battleborn, and Battleborn didn't move. Yeah,
it was like a week. It was like a week behind it or something like that, and like, bro, people were so hyped for Battleborn, and then Overwatch came out, and it just like it didn't even exist.
Yeah. Overwatch was an open beta or was in that kind of playable beta mode too for like 5 months. So people like got stuck on it, right? So when they moved that release date, everybody just moved with it, and Battleborn was kind of dead on arrival.
But I mean, also Fortnite is a very happy accident, because when Fortnite first came out, like it was not what it is now.
Nope. It was sold as like a first-person Diablo zombie survival, and it turned into something totally different.
Wait, really?
Yeah, dude. When Fortnite first launched, it was literally like, that's why it's called Fortnite, because you built a fort and you'd be keeping like
waves of enemies,
zombies and stuff out.
And then when you killed them, they would explode and loot like Diablo, where you'd get like gold guns and blue guns, and
now we have
different stats. And now you got Deadpool cranking 90s on Nicki Minaj,
and doing the gritty.
But because Fortnite when it originally came out was that, and then it turned into what it is now. And the reason that happened is, I don't know if you guys, I mean, I know Nick remembers, because it was PUBG. Like PUBG came out and like, bro, just took over the internet, and that was all everybody was playing, and that was like the real first battle royale game. And Fortnite saw that and like just jumped on it, and it just to the moon, bro, because the look and feel of it was like it was like Mario. It was like, and that's what like I always give Nintendo credit for, is like they make games you can be 8 or you can be 80 and you can play their games and enjoy it. And that's what Fortnite does.
It's super accessible.
Yeah. And the look and the feel, and like Blake was saying with like Deadpool to Nicki Minaj, kind of thing. And I think I'll give them all the credit in the world for that, because they struck when that iron was hot and they got in just at the right time.
That's the game now to where, funny enough, I work in the beauty industry now, and I'll have somebody come up to me knowing that I used to work in games. And they're like, "Oh man, I'm playing games now," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, what are you playing?" "Oh, I've been playing Fortnite." I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and then I would say, of course, my most played game is Street Fighter 6, but we already kind of talked about that. So I will go to my most non like competitive game, and it was Borderlands. I played so much Borderlands 4 last year. That was the like I've always been a Borderlands fan, but this one for it just to come out because I typically play Sirens, and I didn't really play 3. I didn't really play the pre-sequel. Didn't play Tiny Tina. Not that any of them were really bad. I don't know. It just didn't hit like 2 did. 2 was like kind of like my Diablo 2, where like that was the first one that I really played, and I was like, this game is so great. Like I understood because I've never been a like ARPG type player, but then playing Borderlands 2, I was like finally like I get it. Like I see why people enjoy this because you're just running hoping that one thing drops. And I think honestly what started that for me was Destiny. Because Destiny you'd play and you'd be trying to grind to get that boss to get the perfect roll. And
Yep.
I'm sure Blake remembers this, but one of my favorite guns was called the Hawk Saw. And we were playing one night and I dismantled the Hawk Saw that I had because I didn't lock it. And bro, I was so upset. And then I literally grinded for like a month to get another good one. And then when I finally got one, it was a god roll. And I was still living in my parents' house at the time. And I'm like in there freaking out. And my sister's like, it's just a gun. I'm like, you don't understand.
Yep. Been there.
But I got it and it was like Christmas, bro, to finally get that drop. And I think that's what like Borderlands became to me because it was like, I don't know, it's just the humor, like they just didn't care. And that's why like made me sad about the movie. I actually enjoyed the movie. Kill me, internet. I'm sorry. It was not the best movie ever, but like I really wish they would have leaned more into like the R-rated kind of aspect of it and really gave us that humor. Because let's be honest, most people that are playing are going to watch Borderlands are our age anyways, that kind of mid-30s, because that's what we grew up on was Borderlands. So like that's the ones we're trying to see. So when they make it kind of like family friendly, it's like, okay, I get the plan behind it, but like, you know, give us what we want kind of thing.
Yeah.
But Borderlands 4 was like, that was actually the first Borderlands that like max leveled. I was doing like builds and all sorts of stuff on it. And it was just so cool to like go into like a boss fight and just like life bar. Never heard of her kind of thing. Cause that's how like Endgame was with Borderlands 4. And the new raid boss came out. Still haven't played it. The new DLC came out. I haven't played it. I mean, I really haven't played it since like probably end of November, December-ish. Just because like I got to Endgame and it was just kind of like, all right, I'll go check my Reese's, see what he had. And then eventually I got the roles I was looking for. And then when I got it, it was like, okay, you know, what's next kind of thing. So
Now what? Yep.
yeah, but I still enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to going back to it. Because I saw they what's the name of the guns that you get that have the crazy skin? I want to say it starts with a P.
Oh,
I want to say prismatic or whatever it was. The new DLC, you get a guaranteed prismatic.
it's like the Pokemon shiny, right? Is what it's
Yeah.
the equivalent to.
So I haven't played it yet, but I've heard that it's a guaranteed prismatic. And bro, I literally just looked while everybody else was chatting. I'm 120 hours in to Borderlands 4, and I'm only on one character. I'm not even playing a different character, and I still have yet to get a prismatic roll. So it's just like,
Got one.
okay,
I got
So-
one when we were playing together.
yeah, I know. We know. He was like, "Yo, this thing is glistening. What does this mean?" For people who have seen Grandma's Boy, when he's like,
I scored. Did I break it?
Meanwhile,
What does that mean?
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, great for you. But I also have awful luck when it comes to games because, like, I remember when I was playing Apex Legends, I have like 200 plus hours in Apex, and I still never got the
Heirlooms. Yep. Right.
the heirlooms.
Right there.
Yeah, I
right
never
there,
got one. And I was like, bro, come on, man. And it's supposed to be like guaranteed by level 200, but your max level is 50. So every time you level, just get a loot box. And so I guess I just never hit 200 or something like that. And it was just like, all right, so be it, right? So
That's part of what makes those games great, though. I mean, everything you're saying about Borderlands, right, is what makes like the Path of Exiles and the Diablos and those so addicting and great. Because like you'll be playing and you'll be grinding away for this piece, and this new guy comes along. He's like, "Oh man, I got this real high rare item like first night," and I'm like, "Yeah, it must be nice, right? It must be nice." It's like watching.
I remember.
It's like watching Blank sink a second throw in disc golf from like 250 feet.
Oh, yeah.
Like it was nothing. His first time ever throwing.
I forgot.
Bro, let's tell the story. So Blake comes out to visit us. I'm gonna tell you, Jordan, you never heard this. Nick and I have been there. So we throw disc golf. Nick plays way more than I do. I haven't played recently. But when he came to visit us 2 Thanksgivings ago, we have a field course right by my house. So I'm like, hey, let's just go out and you can try it. It's just fun. He's never really done it before. So we're on hole 1, dude. And his first throw is like, it's whatever. Like lands, not a bad throw, anything like that. So we're on a par 3. And his second throw, bro, and I'm like, yeah, just try sidearm. It might be easier because sometimes sidearm's better for people than, backhand kind of thing. And this dude just... And chains just into bro,
It's like
and I'm like,
it's like 200 like 250 away too, right? Like
yeah,
it's
like it was not close. I'm like, this dude just par 2'd this on a like, let me try this kind of thing, and just thunk it. It's just like cool.
That's what happens when you're naturally gifted, man. I don't know.
How'd the rest of the course go?
it
went fine.
Have you played Sin?
Nope. I peaked.
Went out on a high mark. Yep. You
Yeah, I
Sin.
peaked. I don't need to play anymore. I showed that I knew what I was doing, and I'm done. I don't want to play with you anymore.
Good.
Yeah, it was just like my cousin used to do that because I used to be really good at Madden, like I was saying, and like we'd play, and he beat me one time, and he's like, "I'm done. I've finally beat you. I have no more reasons to play you anymore." I'm like,
Yep.
Awesome. Doesn't matter if I beat him 1,000 times before that.
Yep, you climbed the mountain, you achieved the thing. You're done.
Yeah, that's fair. I think this will be a little bit fun too because I highly doubt we'll have the same answers as far as like Street Fighter or Tarkov or Diablo 2 or whatever. So I did want to kind of cover. I know we were originally trying to film this in January. So we were thinking like, oh, what's your game of the year was our kind of discussion topic that we wanted to go over. I know it's March. I know we're a little bit late, but I still think it'll be a really fun topic to kind of go over to see what everybody really played last year or what they enjoyed.
So I'll start with I'll give the standard everybody, Clair Obscure, Hollow Knight game of the years that everybody's kind of given, right? Because I'm sure they're fantastic. But my problem last year is all the great game of the years that everybody was awarding as the best games. I bought them all and didn't play any of them, right? Just added them to that Steam library, ticked up the number, and didn't really sit down and play any of them. So as much as I want to give it to any of those, ultimately my game of the year is Borderlands 4. I mean, it's the game outside of Diablo that I sunk the most time into. It was everything I think I hoped it could have been. I was able to have fun with friends playing it, right? Like there wasn't really much more I could ask for out of that game. The loot that we talked about, it was definitely my game of 2025 for what I actually sat down and played, right? Like I could say Clair Obscure, I could say Hades 2 and all these great games, but as far as what was my game of the year, it was definitely Borderlands 4, just because of just the all around playing it with friends, playing it by myself, just what the game was. It delivered. I thought it delivered great. So
yeah, I would agree. That's my game of the year as well. I had put 100+ hours into it for it to not have like any PvP in it really, and just to like play with friends, and it gave that couch co-op feel, because I feel like that's what gaming is missing nowadays. And I think that's why like I still really enjoy TCG, because it has that in-person kind of thing. Like sure, you can play online, but it's just not the same. And that's what Borderlands gave me. And I understand it was an online game, but like just to play with friends and being like, yo, look at this thing I just got, or like, yo, I'm trying to grind this thing, and it would just be like, yo, let's just do it kind of thing, and just be grinding that same boss for like a couple of hours. Like it just kept like that old school feeling when you'd have the sleepover and your buddies there or whatever, and you're just trying to beat that game for the night. That's what it felt like, where you're trying to get that drop kind of thing. And I don't know, man, like the story was great. I enjoyed the characters. This is probably my favorite Siren, which is wild to say because like I'm a huge Maya fan. I'll never forgive Gearbox for them killing my girl off in 3. Sorry, spoiler. I mean, the game's been out for
spoiler alert, dude.
yeah,
Come on.
10+ years.
That's on you.
Yeah, 10+ years. If you didn't know that by now, I don't know what to tell you. So, But then like Vex came out and she was just so dope, and I loved her kit, and it was so crazy to see. Like, and like keep in mind, I told you I haven't really played Borderlands since 2. I mean, I've played them, but maybe 10 hours or less kind of thing. But to get into it and see how much like abilities have evolved from 2 into 4, and just it's really cool to see how like gaming's evolved kind of thing. Because if the game came out again and like it was just Borderlands 2 like base abilities, and my thing was like a phase lock that Maya has in 4, we'd be like, what the hell, this is it kind of thing. So it was cool to see how they really progressed and had people do new abilities and stuff like that. So I would agree 4 is my game of the year. But it's like Nick was saying, a lot of times I didn't play everything. Like I know Blake's gonna bring up Clair Obscur, but like I need to play it. I just haven't gotten to it. So
since he kind of threw me under the bus, my game of the year was Clair Obscur. I almost cannot stand turn-based games other than like Pokemon. I think the last turn-based game I played was like Final Fantasy VII, and I was in my late teens. Clair Obscur came out. I got a lot of recommendations from a couple of my really close friends that I play other games with, and Path of Exile and stuff. And I picked it up, and I could not put it down. From the soundtrack to the story to the gameplay, even it being turn-based was a ton of fun because it had like the QTE events, and it was that is probably, I tell people this all the time when they talk about the game, that is, if it's not first, it's second for my favorite game ever. And I really liked The Last of Us when that came out.
It's one of those games that like snuck up on everybody, right? And it brought a lot of people, I think, that haven't played turn-based RPGs in a lot or weren't fans of it because of the changes they made with it and got them into it. The only reason I haven't played it personally is because I still haven't finished the Rebirth, and I was like, if I start this game now, I played the first 15 minutes of it. I'm like, I need to be able to invest all my time into this game because it just seems so great. Everybody's talked about it so good. I'll never go back to Final Fantasy if I start this game now.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like if there's a reason I don't start something, because I have a like obsessive personality. So when I finally do, it'll be like, that's all I want to do. Like, bro, I can't wait till we're done talking so I can go play Resident Evil 9 because I still need to finish it and I'm right there. So yeah, I know the feeling. So
I will say, to piggyback off of the whole like best game of the year for RPGs, mine's was actually Digimon Time Stranger. Because Digimon usually doesn't get like a lot of attention, but this game dropped and it took off. I'm pretty sure it was due to the point in time when it released too, because there's a lot of controversy going on with Pokemon and Nintendo and stuff and what they were doing, but it dropped in at the right time, and there was a lot of people who tried it out and really enjoyed it. And it did way better than like me being a Digimon fan expected, and I was super stoked about that. So that was my game of the year for last year.
So do you think they're gonna do more Digimon because it went well?
I'm hoping. The terrible thing about what is it, Namco Bandai, is that they tend to release stuff that is really cool and then not follow up on it, and let it fall to the wayside. But I think that can be said about like a lot of different like gaming companies. Like, yeah, they usually don't really follow up how they should. So fingers crossed that we do get something else that's like really good. But just the fact to see that, because it's such a niche thing that there are so many people who are like, I'm not really feeling Pokemon this time around, to give Digimon a try, and then even with trying it, they're like, hey, this was amazing. Like, I really enjoyed it, and it's like, yeah, see, it's here.
I've known you for years, bro.
Yeah.
These guys are
hardcore. They do the same thing with TCGs too. They'll put out a fire TCG Bandai, and then it's dead on arrival because it's scalped to all hell, and the tournament scene sucks, and the players are toxic, and the gameplay is fantastic, and the card art's amazing, but then they just drop it on its face 6 months later.
Well, it's literally like it'll come out and it's like, oh, it's a Bandai TCG.
Yep.
And everybody just knows, if you play TCGs, that means you're just like, yo, this is going to be so overly priced for the first like 6 months, and then people will finally get it, they'll re-release it or whatever, and then it's like the game just dies because it's like everybody can get it kind of thing.
Well, I will say a real quick side note, because bringing it back to Digimon, that almost happened with that, because there is a Digimon TCG that's still ongoing, and exactly what you just said, like it was getting scalped, people were like reselling it and stuff, but it's still hanging in there, and it's been actually almost 6 years now. So yeah, like it's the franchise as a whole has like just kind of been chilling in the back with the TCG and the game. So it's like it's ramping up, and that's what I'm saying. I'm really hoping they continue that, that success going forward.
Because Digimon originally was a card game, wasn't it?
Originally it was
Or was
like Tamagotchi
Like the
spinoff.
little pocket video game is what it was back when it started. Little pocket game.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I never got
like
into Digimon, so
originally that's what it was, and then it spun off, of course, like they got to make their money, so into TCG and TV show and all that stuff. But yeah, it was dormant for a while, where it's just like, they still had its fans, but it was definitely one of those very niche things. And then I want to say 2020, when they came out with the new TCG, is when it started to kind of ramp back up.
got it.
Yeah, that the Digimon TCG and the One Piece TCG are the two like best performing, not like the top 3 TCGs. Those are still doing really well. Like when I go to play cards locally, I'll see, a cluster of Digimon guys, and I'll just watch them play a game. I don't have any interest in playing it myself, but it looks sick, and it's still going strong.
Yeah, they did a good job at saving it, because boy, One Piece came out and it was a fire, bro. Because everything was so expensive, you couldn't find the product anywhere, and they just do that all the time. Because like I'm a big Gundam guy, so I was like excited for the Gundam card game to come out, and I didn't even touch it because I was like, I already know how this is gonna go. Like it's gonna be so hard to find, and the ones I want, I'm not gonna be able to find. And then like they make starter decks, and the starter decks are, $100 when it's $20 MSRP, and it's just like, bro, like
You go on the Target, there's like one pack left on the shelf.
That's what it feels like. Like I went to a TCG shop last week, and when I was there, they had Gundam stuff, and I was like, yo, Gundam, and I was like, do I really want to spend this money to get started in this again, just because I know how it is, and I've bought a many of card games and be like, oh, I'm gonna try this, and then I never even play it. So
You see the Gundam announced, or the Gundam crossover they just announced with Apex Legends?
yo, what?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
To check there. Maybe
I
for a future episode we can dive into that one a little bit.
I know there's some Gundam in Forza. Was that an actual crossover?
They teased it. It will be, from what everything that was teased, right, is like Gundam will be in Horizon 6. They just didn't say what or where. Probably part of the map builder or something is my guess. And car skins and
Yeah, no, I saw that. It's also pretty cool because I think, what is it? There's a in-game collaboration they're doing with like skins or something like that. But then there's also, they're gonna do like special custom colors for like a model kit, like 3 different model kits.
That's dope.
Cool. Yeah, so it's gonna be like in-game, and then you also can like go pick up your model kit, and you could just have a super good time just building model kits and gaming. So
That's awesome. All right, so last but not least, on my itinerary, we have what games are you guys looking forward to the most this year?
Only one on my radar that I'm looking forward to the most is Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire 2 comes out in early access tomorrow from the time of recording this. Sorry to date the recording. But that is, I have so many hours being like a TCG player. That's the one video game I can just sit down and fire up and build a deck and play and have a bunch of fun. This one's going to have co-op. It's going to have new like full art cards and shiny cards and new mechanics, new puzzles, all type of cool shit. So that's what I'm looking forward to the most.
Is the early access gonna have co-op?
I don't know.
Maybe.
I've not heard that
Supposedly.
either. I wouldn't doubt it if they want people to try it out and see how it is.
From their
But-
teaser that showed the date, they have like multiple hands pointing at the map of like, I want to go here, I want to go here, we're gonna do this, and then they like draw on the map and stuff as like a group. So hopefully the multiplayer is in there so you can test it and see how broken it is. But that also that like the fights you have like the defect and the the ironclad and the silent, and they're all picking their cards and fighting against the monsters on the other side. It looks so sick.
I was late to Slay, but man, when I started it was like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna
It
say I
is
think
so
that's the That's the one I sent to you, right, Duran? I think we were traveling, or you were traveling or something. We were talking about good Steam Deck games, and I was like, dude, Slay the Spire. You can just dump all your time from the couch, the toilet, the kitchen, wherever, right, man? Slay the Spire it up. So
it is very addicting too, because it's like a roguelike. So it's like you're playing and it's like, I can just one more run, bro. Let me just do one more run. And then you get a good run and you're like, well, now
just didn't go my way.
Yeah.
The next one will be better.
Even if you don't like trading card games, do yourself a favor and play Slay the Spire. It is amazing game, period.
I'm about to jump into it. This man gifted me the game, and I was already on that Balatro crack, and now he's got me.
Oh, you're toast.
Balatro's still good. But Balatro is way more like old school card, like
it's poker
focused.
Right? I mean, it's a fun poker.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. But like, I am a TCG head, so that's probably why I like Slay more. Because like I played Balatro, and I want to say I got a run done on like my 5th or 6th try. And people were like, you got so lucky, because that normally doesn't happen, kind of thing. And I just haven't gone back to it. But that's also my issue with roguelikes as a whole. I enjoy them, but like Hades was another one that like I got my first run and then I haven't touched it since. And then one of our mutual friends is like, bro, you need to keep playing it. It's so good. It's like one of our favorite games. And I just haven't gone back to revisit it, because it's like, but I got my run done. I'm done. Like no, that's just the beginning of the game, kind of thing. So
I'll piggyback off of Blake, because I was going to give you my 5 most anticipated games not named Grand Theft Auto 6. That's going to be on everybody's list for the most part. But Slay the Spire 2 is on there for one of my 5. Forza Horizon 6 also is on my list for this year. And then the new Fire Emblem Fortune Weave. Huge Fire Emblem fan. I didn't mention that earlier, but just getting a new Fire Emblem this year, hopefully this year. And then, of course, my 1 and 2 favorite games of all time, getting either expansions or new spinoffs. Obviously, Witcher 4 could be 5 years from now, and I'm going to be excited for it. But in April, I get the Diablo 4 Lord of Hatred expansion. So that's my most anticipated. Number 1 is the Diablo 4 expansion in April.
Hoping it saves the game, because I got super into it and then got to the end game and was like, oh, this is it. Yeah. And I think it was coming from a Path of Exile 2 expectation.
Yeah.
And was like, oh, there's nothing here. I've beat it, and I'm hoping that expansion saves it, because I really want to play it.
Yeah, from what I've heard, from what I've seen, right? Obviously, the changes they made with Paladin, amazing changes, great changes, all in the right direction, right? All the changes that they've made since Paladin, great, amazing changes, and all the changes that they've shown and talked about. From everything I've heard, is that like, instead of pushing it forward, they just they're trying to pull it all together in one package with this Lord of Hatred release, right? Get it right. I think they learned a lot from the success of Diablo 2, honestly, and what people want in an in-game, or what keeps people coming back. It's not that Diablo 4 is a bad game. It's an amazing game for 2 weeks after a season starts. And then after 2 weeks, you're like, okay, I can't wait for the next season, because it's just, after those 2 weeks, it's lacking. So fingers are crossed.
Yeah, so my joke answer was definitely GTA 6. Not because what is it? I'm not a big fan of GTA. I've never really played it a whole lot, but just because like the memes behind it and everybody talks about it, and they're like, "Oh, this happened before GTA 6 came out." And I'm like, "Yeah, can't wait for that game to come out so people can stop using that." But on a serious note, I'd probably say, so I can't remember the name of the game right now, and I had it written down, because this game has been teased for like the longest time, and it went away and now it's back, and people are like joking about if it's a real game or not. How I put it, it's, if you've seen it, you'll know what it is. It's this little girl, and she's like a robot or something, or like an android, but then there's like a guy in a spacesuit.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, yes, that's the name of the game. I'm looking forward to it.
Pragmata. There's a demo out for it already. It's a Capcom game.
Pragmata?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, just because this game has been around for so long. It was just, people were like, it's not going to come out, and then it came back, and now we got demos, so I'm really looking forward to see if it's any good. So that's one on my list. And then Pokemon Wind and Waves has been on my radar. The little Pomeranian fire dog he's pretty adorable. I'm gonna be blunt. I think the other starters look pretty stupid.
Dude.
Yo, the gecko looks sick, bro. I'm excited for the gecko, but
I'm a
I
fan
also
of the
like
bird
water
because he has
snake.
attitude.
Yeah.
He just looks perpetually upset.
But I'm looking forward to see what they cook up because just looking at it from a glance, it looks way better than Scarlet and Violet did with the open world settings and everything. And I actually really enjoyed Scarlet and Violet. I think the only issue with it was that it wasn't optimized. So that caused like a lot of people not to really enjoy the game. But overall, like the open world aspect, the story, like for a Pokemon game, it was the final boss of that game. If you've played it, it's not something you'd expect in a Pokemon game. So that's why I'm really looking forward to see what they do with Winds and Waves. But those will probably be my two most like games I'm looking forward to. And if it gets back on track, what is it? The Marvel fighting game that's going to be coming out?
Oh, Falcon.
Yeah, because it looks cool. I've just heard that it's not that fun, which makes me a little
from my
worried.
understanding, they've been making a lot of changes because they've been like announcing it and people have been doing coverage on it after they announced like Wolverine and a couple other characters and stuff. Because I don't disagree. From what I've heard, it was like, yo, it's cool, but man, it gets boring really quick because this is like the same combo routes and things like that. And I honestly think they also went like, because everybody wanted Marvel versus Capcom, right? So it's like they threw the biggest curveball at us probably ever. And you see a Marvel fighting game and it's Arceus, and you're like, brother, what the hell? Like, and I think people are playing it and they're wanting it to be Marvel versus Capcom, and it's not. So it's like, you know, what can you do kind of thing. So, but I think I think that's one of the biggest things. I mean, it's important in gaming in general, but like when it comes to fighting games, it's like listening to your community kind of thing. And I think that's what a lot of fighting games don't do. Like we know what's best. And like, not harping Japanese companies, but like that's what Japanese companies tend to do is like they're going to do what they're going to do. Like whether, that's the best practice or not kind of thing. So
yeah, they got their Harada shirt on. Don't ask me for shit. Yeah.
Tekken was like that. And I remember when like Street Fighter came out and they had GGPO was already a thing. That was like the online rollback like network. And it was free. It was open source. Anybody could use it. And Capcom was like, we're going to go our own way. And they made 5 and 5's netcode when it first came out was awful. And everyone's like, yo, why didn't you just use GGPO?
Another game that I forgot that is slated to come out this year that I just had to go look up the name of it because I was thinking about this when you were describing your game. And we were trying to figure out the name for that. Crimson Desert. Have any of you guys been tracking that?
Oh, yeah. I know Nick's pumped for that.
Already bought it. Already ready to go.
I have a couple coworkers that have just been nonstop talking about it, so I've finally started looking into it.
It's like the ultimate hype game, right? Like it's got so much hype, it's actually worried me to the point that I think like, does it get reviewed bomb? Does it get hit hard, right? Because it's the hype that it's receiving lately is. I liked it better when it wasn't as hyped, right? Like let it kind of sneak itself in.
Because like we're in a weird time just because like games come out nowadays and people are like hating on it before they even played it. Like I see that all the time. Even games, it's not even just games. It's also like movies. Like a trailer will come out and people are like, "Oh, I don't know, man." And I'm like, "Dog, you haven't even seen it yet. Like, relax." Like,
yeah.
This one
give it a chance.
This one picked up
TCGs too.
When it became the free game with graphics cards and CPU purchases with AMD, right? Starting in, what was it, February? And then all of a sudden, so everybody started hearing about it because it started being published like all over AMD's marketing, all over all the graphic card companies' marketing. So everybody started looking into it to see what this game was. And of course, the hype just kind of snowballed from there. And, but I mean, everything I've heard is great. I mean, the people, there's been nothing but good talks about it. So fingers crossed, it's really good. It's in a couple.
It looks
weeks,
interesting.
So, yeah.
Yeah. It's March 17th, I think, is when it comes out.
Big world, from my understanding. So we'll see. It looks cool as hell, though.
You enjoy the game, enjoy it. Don't let other people's hatred for stuff pull you away from what you love.
Yep. Yeah. Bro, some of my favorite games of all time are like 7s on like reviews, like Metacritic average. Because it's just like Like one of them I always think of was like Wet. I remember when Wet came out on 360 and I loved that damn game. And like people just hated it. And I was like, bro, this is fun. Like it's an action shooter game. Like this is what I wanted. Like this is what I expected it to be. It doesn't need to be. It's the same thing with movies. Like it doesn't have to be a AAA blockbuster. I can still just go and enjoy a movie and be like, yeah, that's what I wanted it to be, kind of thing.
Mhm.
3 of our game of the years was Borderlands 4 and Digimon. So
Right.
it was like, I mean, Blake,
Yeah,
was
fuck the internet.
Blake was the common game of the year guy, but you know.
All right. As far as games I'm looking forward to, one, like my number one game already came out, and that was Resident Evil 9. Like that was last week. Like I literally had that circled on my like calendar forever because that came out and Scream came out at the same time, and like Scream is my second favorite like horror franchise behind Halloween. So like for them both to come out on the same day, it was just like, yes, dude, it was just like peak. Like I could not wait. So in Resident Evil, I haven't finished it, but it's living up to the hype that I want it to be. And then a couple other horror games I'm looking forward to. So Fatal Frame 2, I never actually got to play it because it was a PS2 game. And Blake actually got me a PS2 for Christmas. So I've been going through and like getting my PS2 collection and all this kind of stuff, picking up the stuff I enjoy. And I was actually going to buy Fatal Frame 2 because I never played it. But I mean, a lot of the horror games are like $100+ kind of thing. Because
not only was it a PS2 game, it was a very low production, very hard to find PS2 game. Right.
And that's the issue. Silent Hills are the same way. Like, sure, Silent Hills is a little bit more popular, but like a lot of those horror games back then just weren't what they are now.
I think it was,
like,
it was going for like over $100. I think back when our Game Crazy days working in stores trying to find copies of Fatal Frame.
I was like looking to buy it, and then I was like, oh, it's getting remaked, and it literally comes out next week. So I'm like, cool, I'll just wait to play the remake kind of thing because it's one of those games I've always wanted to play. And of course, I'm excited for Halloween. They took the rights from Dead by Daylight because Michael Myers was the first hero in Dead or villain from a movie franchise in Dead by Daylight. And then now he's getting his own game, so he's not even in Dead by Daylight anymore. So I'm excited to see what that ends up becoming. I'm always curious when they do games like that because they did one for like Friday the 13th, and when they did it, like it just died really quick, kind of thing.
Did you play Friday the 13th?
I didn't, but I heard it was like licensing issues.
Because I heard it wasn't bad.
Yeah,
no, it's pretty good. I played it a little bit.
I heard it was actually not too bad, but who's making Halloween?
I want to say it's a small studio. It's being made by Ilphonic.
All right.
So yeah, I'm still excited. A couple other games I'm excited for. Mouse PI for Hire. I don't know if you guys have seen that game, but it looks like a first-person shooter, Cuphead. So it's like vintagey, like Steamboat Willie, black and white, cartoony, but you're basically playing as a mouse, but it's like over the top, like violence kind of thing while you're playing it as well. So that's one that I'm looking forward to. Jordan already said Pragmata. I was already kind of like hesitant just because I was excited because it's a Capcom game, but I was hesitant because it has been in like rumored for so long. And then the demo came out and I played the demo and I was like, bro, this is so sick. So it's like a space game. It's not like horror or anything like that, but it's an adventure game. But they did a really cool job with how you do stuff. So basically, this android girl rides your back and she hacks stuff while you're fighting. So basically they have shields and stuff, but you can't harm them until you're done hacking them. So like in the middle of combat, you're hacking stuff and trying to, do combat stuff as well while that's happening. Another game I'm super pumped for is Saros because that's the same company that made Returnal. And I absolutely loved Returnal. So I'm looking forward to this as well. And then of course I'm looking forward to the new Control because I enjoyed the first Control.
Yeah.
As well. And then the new 007 game. That's just because I'm a James Bond fan. And then lastly, Jordan already talked about Tokon, so I was excited for that. I am excited for Metal Gear Solid, the collection, just because we're finally getting MGS4 off of PS3.
And you got to play Peace Walker.
Yeah, I still have to play Peace Walker. I have not played that yet. And of course, I'm excited for Grand Theft Auto 6, but like, it's weird. I am, but I'm not at the same time. Because like I loved Red Dead Redemption 2. Like that game was amazing. It's one of my favorite games of all time. But like GTA, it's like, it's like real life. So it's like, I'm excited. Don't get me wrong. But it's not like it's, I don't know. Typically I play video games for like fantasy type stuff where it's like, I can't do this in real life. And then Grand Theft Auto is like, it's probably going to be amazing. Don't get me wrong. But like, it's just, I don't know. But I'm super pumped for Wolverine as well because it's finally got a release date. So because that one got announced forever ago, and I know Jordan's pumped for that.
Hell yeah.
He be Wolverine diving fools and rivals. And it's Insomniac, and they did Spider-Man, and I mean all the Spider-Mans are great. So I'm excited to see what they do with Wolverine. So
I'm a little curious. We've already brought up GTA 6 multiple times at this point. What are we thinking? Because the rumored possible price tag for GTA 6.
you give me $100 for the base game.
Yeah,
like I think that's crazy.
you see, I mean, why not? Right, with that game, it'll sell.
Yeah,
That's true. Yeah,
Why
I
not?
hype will carry it. I wasn't gonna buy it at $30, so I'm probably not gonna buy it at 100 either.
I mean, it's the only game. So obviously, this could be for another story, right? But it's Duran and I spent a lot of our career working at GameStop, both at the store level and the corporate level, and it's the only game that, especially working on the design team when you're building ads, that I think for Black Friday for 10 years in a row was in the ad on sale. Like every year, you knew GTA was showing up in the ad on sale. It's just
it was the Universal Nintendo game. Nintendo games never go on sale, and when they do, it's like Black Friday. That's it.
Just it's like, I mean, that's when I've heard the rumor of $99. It's like you think about how ridiculous that would be, but then you really think about it, and you're like, why not? Right? Like,
Yeah, everybody'd pay for it. You're right. I could see it. Yeah,
Bro, and the worst thing about GTA 6, I have to go to a store and pre-order it. I couldn't tell you the last time I bought a game on my console because it ain't coming out on PC, so I gotta buy it on a damn console.
I don't know, man. We'll see. I've heard some rumors. We'll see. There's a lot of stuff.
I'm sure it will, but I don't think it's gonna be launch day.
No, but there's been some stuff floating around online that the game could move again. Surprise, surprise. We'll see, right? I mean, and I've also heard that it was there's on the Reddits or on the webs, right, wherever they talk about it, and there's been a lot of talk of like, Take-Two wanting that PC launch, knowing that it's PC that has carried GTA 5 into what it is today, right? Like GTA 5 was great on console at launch, but the success of, and I don't even know what it's called because I didn't play it, the real popular, it's like the life simulator within GTA that everybody plays now, right? To where people play as
GTA RP.
Yeah, like it's PC that's ultimately carried GTA over the last 5 years. PC is important for GTA. It would not surprise me if it's a surprise announce at launch or even the game got moved for a PC launch, but not holding my breath for that game at all.
Yeah, same. It's been delayed so many times at this point that it's like, sure. It's like Cyberpunk. Like I was so pumped for Cyberpunk. I love Cyberpunk. It was good. And it's just like, once it's out and it's out, like that's where I'm at with it. Like, cool. Oh, it actually came out. Let's roll kind of thing. But it's not, oh man, this is the day I have it circled. Like, like Resident Evil was. I knew Resident Evil was going to come out in February. They weren't going to push it kind of thing. So, but all right. I think tonight was a lot of fun. We got to learn kind of who we are, what we do. I think we have some cool stuff planned for everybody, especially within our server. You guys can anybody's free to join. It's moonmarauders.com. Go there, click join, do your thing, set your roles, all that fun stuff. Like I said, we're all super pretty laid back. We all do, our own thing, but we do have community nights just to kind of go over what we offer. So Wednesday night is whatever Wednesday, where basically you just get on and play whatever you want kind of thing. Thursday night is our Street Fighter night. That usually starts around 9 p.m. Central Time. You can get on earlier as well. You can always just look at LFG Street Fighter to find matches as well. And then Friday nights, we do rival nights, but we are in the works of trying to do some more like community focused stuff too, where it is maybe like fun games. I played Peak with some people in the server, and it was an absolute blast. And it was like the dumbest game ever, but like, man, it was so much fun. Like the game itself is great. I'm not calling the game dumb, but it was just like turn your brain off, just go have fun, dumb in that sense kind of thing. And it was a blast. So that's what we're trying to do. And we're also trying to bring in more people so we can get some more just gamers as a whole. You don't have to be a fighting game fan to join. That's not just what we do. And that's one thing that we really pride ourselves on, is being different than some servers where it's just more fighting game focused. We kind of do everything. Like I said, we're always just trying to find like-minded people to come in and hang with us. So any last words, gentlemen?
No, come hang out and enjoy the community, and please come play Diablo with me. I beg of you, please. Diablo 2, somebody. But no, just thanks for having me, man. It's been a blast. So I'm excited for what's to come.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm excited for these as well. Should be every Monday, or not every Monday. I think we're gonna try to launch on Mondays. Is our goal. And we'll also have some fun community spotlight stuff. We'll have community announcements, things like that, and everything we do, we just put back into the community. I know we just sponsored a player for Texas Showdown, stuff like that. We're all about community and just trying to have a safe environment for people to come and hang out and play games. And because as you get older, you can be young too, but it's hard to find people to enjoy the things you enjoy or have a safe space to do that and not get internet roasted for having an opinion, on something. So
yeah, 100%. Like, come play some games with us. Want to learn some tech and some fighting games? We're here for that too. Just in general, just here to have a good time, really. So,
You want to talk strategies and TCGs? You want to talk about shooting games? You want help with getting in a competitive mindset? The community has it all. So just pop in, join it, see what it has to offer you when you get there.
yes,
you also have a place where you can post your pets. They're pretty cute.
The best channel.
My dog he's like, Dad, I want to be on camera. So I'm like, cool, we can show everybody your underbite. So, but he's the cutest little underbite ever. All right. Well, I look forward to this releasing, and then keep an eye out. Like I said, we're gonna have some fun stuff being announced in the community as well, and we're gonna really try to spotlight some of our players and things like that. So this is the first of many. So everybody have a good night, and we're gonna send you off on that.